Hey guys, so today we're talking about trading and the pursuit of perfection and how trying to be perfect can actually hinder you or even crush you as a trader. And as high achievers or people who want to be high achievers, we're always trying to be perfect. We're always trying to do the best. We want things to align exactly as they should. The problem with for trading is you can never be perfect. It's almost like golf, where you're never going to achieve that perfection. And if you're constantly looking for that, it's going to impact you in a lot of different ways that we talk about in the article. What I want to do right now is show you how that issue crept up for me recently and impacted a couple of trades. And let me share my screen with you here. And we're going to take a look at the biotech ETF LABU and the financials ETF FAS. First with biotech here. Now, we had laid out in the trade report, bullsonwallstreet.com, the perfect setup here. And that was a trend pullback. And as the stock started to pull back here, the ETF LABU, the trigger was a break of the 9. Very simple, nothing to think about. We had it laid out the day before. If this thing breaks the 9, we are going to get in. It's a no-brainer. You really limit your decision making that way. What did I do? I wanted the perfect setup. So as this got towards the end of the day, and I rarely will enter something like this intraday because we do get intraday fake outs like we saw here. So I was waiting towards the end of the day, and as I was about to pull the trigger, which should have been automatic because my trigger, my setup had triggered, I said, you know what? Let me wait a few days and see if this thing pulls back. I'll get in at a little better price, and then it'll be the perfect setup. What happened? It never did pull back. The thing moved without me. I would have been at 40, probably would have taken profits up here, 48, 49, would have been a huge win here. And instead, because I waited for the perfect setup and because I was trying to be perfect and wanted everything to align perfectly, I missed out on a potential great gain here. Now, same thing happened to me here with FAS, where we were looking for a break of this range. And again, the trigger was very simple. If it breaks that range, I'm going to get in. And the stock broke that range. And a bunch of Trade Report members actually took it, even though I didn't, knowing that this range was there and we had the break. Now, what did I do? Again, towards the end of the day, I looked at it and I said, you know what? It's a doji here. Maybe it's going to pull back. It didn't close quite that strong. I would be entering here at 44. Maybe I can get in 50 cents cheaper. And, if I think about that logically, that 50 cents in the grand scheme of things doesn't make much of a difference in my trading, but I wanted to be perfect. And what happened? It flew without me. And this $44 entry eventually jumped all the way up to 50. Maybe I don't take that whole thing. Maybe I get out here around 47, but still would have been a fantastic gain. And I just sat there and had to watch because I didn't have an entry in here anymore. So this is a really good example of waiting for something to be perfect and not getting it exactly like you wanted, but it's a good setup, and passing up on a good opportunity. Now, I corrected myself here with Amazon. You see, Amazon has been flying lately. I entered on the remount right here. And I actually did talk to myself a little bit and say, is this the perfect setup? I'm not too sure if it's if it's crossing the 9 strong enough, but my trigger hit and I just got in, and ended up being a fantastic 20-point gain here. It's even flown farther since I got out. But with trading, not everything is going to align perfectly, and you have to be comfortable with that. You're never going to be perfect, and that goes to win rates also. You're never going to have a 100% win rate. You're probably never going to have a 70% win rate. It's usually going to be somewhere between 45 and 60%. And you have to be able to accept that you're not going to be perfect. You're going to play these probabilities. You're going to make mistakes. But as long as you're following your process perfectly, that's what you need to do. This process that you've created, that you can be perfect with. And if you follow that, you're going to be successful. So that's our little lesson for today. We'll talk about this some more as some more of these setups align, and I'll actually show you how being imperfect actually leads to really good results.